Boom. Keep them coming.
What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome back to my FM23 series, Bobby's Journey. This is our Journeyman adventure. This is part 4, going into season 4, and I'm just going to pick up right where we left off in the last episode, which was the end of season 3, just so you can have a quick look at the average ratings from the players that we had in the squad here at Persekat. Terry Egby, what a signing. As you can see, João Pedro down there as well, 26 goals and 28 assists in 56 games. I told you in the last episode he was coming into his own, and he certainly did this season. Risky Fajar, 20 assists in 55 appearances along with 13 goals. Not bad for a League 2 player that we had in the squad when we first started. He's one of the few players that's still here. Couple of others that are still here from Day Dot, Happydin. He retires at the end of this season. And one or two others. Renoto Ali, I think, was here when we first started. He's due to retire as well. Yoga Pratimar, the last of the Pratimar brothers that we had when we first started. I don't know if they're actually brothers, but I keep referring to them as brothers. So yeah, I'm sad to be leaving Persekat, but it is the end of the road for Persekat. We are going to start applying for other jobs. I can tell you, we do get another job eventually. I did have to resign from Persekat, and I did apply for a lot of jobs, had a number of interviews, but finally a team took us on. And that team is Kangzhou Mighty Lions, or CZ Mighty Lions as they're known. CZML hashtag. Bobbybarks is their new manager. They're playing the Chinese Super League, and they've taken a bit of a punt on us, to be honest. They've taken a punt on us. Let's get in and show you. So in terms of reputation, they are 2-star. Media prediction is 16th. They have no director of football. They have no assistant manager. They were only founded in 2021. They're only a couple of years old in real life, only about 5 or 6 years old in the game. What is confusing about this is the finances. So I have an 8.7 million transfer budget. They have about 38 million in the bank, but it's still saying status insecure. And they do, when I'm asking for things, they do say, oh, we can't do that because of his financial situation. So I'm a little bit confused by the finances. I probably need to look into it a little bit more, but yeah, Super League current season, they are 16th, so they're where the media predicts them to be. And they were knocked out in the 5th round of the CFA Cup. To point out, they are halfway through the season. So the Chinese Super League runs at a different time of the year compared to the Indonesian League. So where I've finished the Indonesian League, gone to the Chinese Super League, we're halfway through the season. So I think it runs like January to December, rather than your August to May like your Premier League. So this is the squad sorted by average rating. Not looking good, is it? Highest average rating they've got, 6.98. Highest goal scorer they've got has got 5, which is Oscar and Maritu. And the best assist is 3, which is the left back Wang Hao. They do have a couple of foreigners in the squad. You're only allowed so many in the Chinese Super League, as you can see at the bottom. Maximum of 5 foreign players and a maximum of 4 foreign players in the playing 11. You can have one more on the bench. I think in terms of squad registration for the season, you can register 6. 5 in the matchday squad, 4 in the starting 11. So looking at the table, they're a little bit over halfway through, I have to say. 13 games left. They've only got 9 points. They've only won 2 games all season. They are rock bottom of the Chinese Super League. What they asked me if I could do was battle bravely against relegation, and I said, I'll avoid it. Don't you worry. I'm a master tactician. I'll avoid relegation. That was before I looked at the fixture. So, these are the games they've got left. My first game is away to SH Port, who are top of the table, and they are unbeaten. I've got Maizu away, who are just above the relegation zone. And then we've got a couple of home games. that we'll see what we can do in. Home to Shandong, they're an extremely good team in the Chinese Super League. Away to WH3 Towns down there. They're up near the top, I think they're third. Home to Nantong is a game I need to win. They're in the relegation zone with us. And then right at the bottom there, look, away to Beijing. That's the team we played against with Persekat when I thought I'd won the cup, when it turned out we went through to another final. And away to Guangzhou, who used to be a fairly biggish team in the Chinese Super League, but I think they're down there struggling with us in the relegation zone. So it's going to be tough. We've got 13 games to turn this around. They've only won 2 all season. They've been on an extremely barren run in the league. Their last league win come back in April. We're now in July, and they've just lost. They've drawn 2 there, but they've just lost everything else. Not good. Not good. And the final straw for the manager must have been this defeat here, because DL Pro are down there with us somewhere in the relegation zone, so losing at home 2-0 to them, that must have been the final straw for their manager at the time. So I'll go play all the games off screen. I'll come back in for the last game of the season, which we'll do as a live com, just so you get to see us play with this team, and hopefully we'll pick up some points. It might make the last game a little bit more interesting. Maybe we need to win the last game for survival or something like that. Fingers crossed. It's going to be tough. And if we go down, we go down. I don't think they'll sack me if we get relegated. It's not really my fault we're in this position. I'm just doing what I can to get out of it. And they have given me a longer contract than the remainder of the season. And they've given me a contract to the end of next season. So if we do go down, it gives us the opportunity, I think, to come straight back up. But let's see, eh? So, we are back. I've hidden the position of the league table, just so you don't know where we've ended up just yet. I've brought in some players. As you can see from the squad sort by average rating, I think we've improved. You'll notice a certain player, second there, who I brought in the transfer window. João Pedro. I've raided Persekat for Pedro and brought him to the club. I've also brought in a couple of other foreigners. We're kind of maxed out on foreign players now. We've registered the full 6, and I can only start 4 of them, which is a bit frustrating, because as you can see, the 6 foreigners are my 6 best players. We've got some challenges with some of the better players that want to leave, want to go to bigger clubs. And the problem with this is that some of them are running out of contracts, so it's going to be difficult to retain them. So yeah, it's been a challenge. Let's get into some of the fixtures that we've played. So, you remember me telling you that his first game was away against top of the table, who were undefeated, SH Port. We FM'd them. We didn't get a win, obviously, but we got a draw, despite them having 33 shots and 8 on target to our 7 and 4, and possession 64%, 36%. So, really pleased with the first game of the season, picking up a point away to top of the table. As next game was away to Meizu, who, it was a fairly even game. They probably edged it based on possession, but in terms of shots, we weren't bad. We were good. We did all right. The guys are going to take some getting used to this formation, and me as their manager. But yeah, we did all right. Another point would have been nice to win because they're down there with us. But yeah, a point's not bad away from home, I guess. First win for the Mighty Lions with me as their manager, and fully deserved as well. Possession we're struggling a little bit with. I need to bring some players in that'll pass the ball around a little bit more. But João Pedro getting on the score sheet there within 2 minutes of the game. And yeah, we deserve this. You know, it's first win, and 3 games in, we're unbeaten. What more can I ask for? 2 home games in a row, 2 wins in a row, and this was comfortable. We ended up with a player sent off after 59 minutes, which made me start twitching a bit. But we held out with the 10 men. They still didn't really come at us that much. They weren't that much of a decent side, weren't Zhejiang. So, yeah. 4 games in, 2 draws, both away from home, 2 home games we've won. We're on course. We're on course. So I'm just going to give you an overview now of the schedule. So this was our first game here. which we drew 2-2 at, and then the 1-1. These were the 2 home wins that I told you about. We then went away and won 3-0, which I'm really pleased about. And then for the first time in my career on this journeyman save, we lost at home in the league to Shandong, who beat us 2-1 with a 95th minute winner. I was absolutely gutted that we lost the game, but I lost that record. You know, it's been good. 3 full seasons without losing a home game. But yeah, we're you know, a small fish in a very big pond, and Shandong are a very, very good team in the Chinese Super League and across Asia. They're up there challenging for the Asian Champions League year on year. So yeah, well then we went away and won 1-0, beat Nantong 3-1 at home, lost to 3 towns away, which is Wuhan 3 towns, lost away to them 3-1. But then we've won as next 2 home games. We've drawn away to Beijing, which is the team we played with Persekat in that final, remember? So we drew away to those, which was pleasing. And as last game of the season is away to Guangzhou. Now, despite me hiding the league table, as you can see there, we have climbed up to 10th. We are on 33 points. We've won 7 games. Out of the remaining 13, well, out of the remaining 12, we've got 1 left to play. So winning 7 out of those 12, brilliant. I think, give me a pre-season with this side, and I think we'll finish in the top 4. You know, I honestly do think we'll be challenging up there with the top 4. Give me a pre-season. Let me bring in some more players. Let me hopefully keep hold of the players that are good. I don't really want to lose them, particularly the striker. He's brilliant. So I don't really want to lose him. So yeah, we've been good. What I've tried to do, what I usually do in these saves, these type of saves, is I'll go to the league below and scout all the key players and all the hot prospects. I'll look at the Chinese national teams, you know, right down to the under-18s or under-19s, depending on what they've got, and I'll scout all the young prospects that are coming through with a view to try and get hold of some of them. It's a little bit tricky with leagues that you're unfamiliar with players in, so that's what I do. That's what I recommend that you do if you ever do saves like this, is just, you know, look at the inferior teams or divisions, start scouting all them, and just, you know, even in the same division, it's difficult for Mighty Lions, but like when I was Persekat, scout all the other key players and hot prospects for the teams in the same division as you. And then just try and get your staff up. Make sure you've got scouts, because my scouts come to me with players, like when I was Persekat, come to me with Terry Egby and said, and Hannibal, and said, oh, look at this kid, look at this player, what do you think to these? I reckon an A or A+. And I'm like, those players look good, I'm taking them. You know, so make sure you've got decent scouts. I've got a bit of work to do in pre-season, but for now, let's play this last game of the season. So, here we are for the live com. The Mighty Lions, Bobby's Lions. Oh, passing it around nice. Wang Peng, he's a good player, very good player. This kid's good, and he's toe poked it in. Owuzu Sekiere. Owuzu Sekiere. He's on the ball again. He is a good player, this lad. Yeah, Lalich is a player I signed, the centre back there. He's a very good player. Oh, it's 2. Yang Shukai makes it 2. And yeah, we've done really well. You know, I'm surprising myself again. I'm not getting carried away because, you know, it might just be that new manager bounce, but it's 3-0. We are dominating this game. But when I was looking at the squad when we came in, there were some 5-star players in here, like 2 or 3 5-star players, and I think, you know, if you can build the team around those, replace the players that are not as good, you know, the half-stars, the 1-star players that are playing in the other positions, which is what I've tried to do. You know, I've tried to improve those areas. I've tried to, you know, put a formation in place that will help these players. I'm using the same one as Persekat, so the one that I tweaked based on the Ange Postecoglou one. And it seems to be working. Maritu, this striker, he is brilliant for this division. But his contract runs out at the end of the season and he wants to leave. He won't sign a new contract. I'm hoping, based on what we've achieved and where we finish in the table, he'll change his mind. But I totally understand if he left, because he's far better than what we are. But it will be a shame to lose him, because I think if we keep him, that's where I think we'll finish up near the top 4. Here he is. Look at that finish. That's 5-0. Damn. Oh, he's missed. He kicked it against the post. It was an open net. I know it was a tight angle, but he could have pulled it back to Maritu. 5-0 at half time. We'll take that, eh? I've just given them praise at half time. Said they're doing really well, and I'm really pleased. Generally, when you do that, the other team starts to come back into it a little bit, like that. Yeah, it's a bit weird FM sometimes, isn't it? You'll score a load of goals in one half, and then the second half will be a bit slower or a bit sloppier. Oh, but Maritu gets his hat-trick, 20th goal of the season. Come on, kid, you're going to shine in this system next season if you stay. You'll shine. A bit like Harry Kane would have shined under Ange Postecoglou, but decided to call it a day. Disappointing from Harry. I'd have hoped he'd have just stayed one more year, and then if he weren't happy, he could have left on a free. So that looks like it is going to be it. CZ Mighty Lions, Bobby's Lions, sign off the season in style with a 6-0 away win, cementing our place in the Chinese Super League. So we finished 10th. This is the squad by average ratings. Players done good. Pedro didn't get to play as many games as I'd hoped. But yeah, next season is there. Might just be a squad player for us in this division. I am going to try and go back and get Hannibal and maybe Terry Yegby if I can, because I think those two make a world of a difference to this team. But it's just that foreign player rule and limit. We'll have to see what happens with some of the existing foreigners that we've got in the squad. But yeah, all in all, very pleased. That's how the table looks. So SH Port won the league. They only lost one game all season, so they're going to be the team to beat. And if Beijing can finish second, I am confident I can get into that top 4. But we'll see. So that is it. Thanks for watching, everybody. A bit short video for you this time round compared to the others. I am trying to keep them around about 25 minutes, 30 minutes max, but sometimes you end up having more live comms than I'm expecting. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.